Hi guys, welcome, and in today's video I will show you my 6 absolutely favorite DIY from Jute Twine. So let's begin. Alright, for this project you'll need some bamboo sticks, and I used this container. It looks like it's from cardboard. It is from Dollar Tree, and of course the jute. So what I did, I marked about 1/2 inch and cut the bottom of the little container off using my X-Acto knife. Then I went to my hot glue and I wrapped this jute all the way at the bottom of my container slash I don't know, some kind of box that I'm making. You can use it for anything. I am using it for buttons. So as a spoiler alert. So then I cut some of my bamboo sticks and I made them all the same size, and I kind of placed them. I try to eyeball it so they placed evenly around, and I used the hot glue to kind of secure them in place around the bottom of my box that I'm making. There it is. That's how it looks. And now I'm wrapping the jute and kind of going inside and outside. You see how it is? And this was the wrong way. So I wrapped like, I don't know, maybe a quarter of it, and see the pretty side is inside and I want it to be outside. So I took it apart. If you like it that way, you can keep just wrapping all the way to the top. But I took it out, I took it apart and start over. So you're doing it. Okay, see how I'm doing it? And up, and then you go, and I'm kind of was holding it a little bit, so, and then again all the way until I got to the top. And then of course I use my it's like a pliers. It's from Craftsman. I told you a million times that it's my favorite tool. And I cut the excess off the wooden sticks from the top. Then, now I went back to my braided chain linked jute string, and see how beautiful it is. And I wrapped it a couple of rows at the bottom, and I did the same process to the top as well. And I think it just adds this gorgeous look. I am so obsessed with the jute. I did so many projects. I can't wait to share them with you. See, I did like a couple of rows. I think it's like 4 or 3, probably 3. Yeah, it was 3. And then the easiest way to, when you braid chain link this jute, you can cut it and you just pull, and it's just ties the knot. The jute doesn't go apart. So that's the best part of it. So now, as I said, we do the same thing to the top by using the hot glue kind of to cover those holes where the wooden dowels were. Okay, we're done with the bottom. Now we're gonna work on the top. So I went back to jute again and used my hot glue and just in a circular motion wrap the top part of this lid. And see how it is? It's just, you keep wrapping in a circle and it just creates this cute pattern that I just love. So when I was done with that, I went back to my braided jute and I wrapped it around the lid, kind of the side of this lid that I am going to use for my button box. See, there it is. This is how it's done. I love how it turned out. Jute just makes it gorgeous. So what I did, I tried how it fits. It fits perfectly. Now we're gonna make a flower. I got a piece of burlap fabric, which is 4 by 12, and what I did, I kind of hot glue the 2 sides together, and then I start pulling the strings from the middle, and I got like, I left like about 1 inch on each side. See how it is? Now I'm adding the hot glue and rolling it a little by little until we get all the way to the end of the burlap. And that's what we got. Now I'm gonna fluff it up, and you can leave it that way or you can keep pressing on it kind of from the top, and it will make it more like, fluffy and fluff. It's just fuzzing out. So I love how it looks. So now I add it to the top of my lid, and I thought it just made it A world of difference. What do you guys think? But I thought, well, it's missing something. So I made another flower, the same method we did. And for the inside, I used a button. So it will match my button box. I added to the side of the box. And then I was looking at it and thought, well, it's missing something else. So what I did after I was done with the flower, I went in and pulled some buttons and added a bunch of buttons to the top, like the small ones, so kind of like decoration, so it's identified that it's a button box. And of course I put the buttons inside and we are done. All right, for this project you will need some plastic spoons, two different color of Dollar Tree jute, some coffee beans, and a tacky glue. So our basket consists of 6 flowers. So we will be making petals to create our flowers. So for each flower, we'll need 6 petals, which is we're going to be using 6 plastic spoons, but we'll need 2 different kinds, which is one bigger, one a little smaller. I did not have the smaller one, but I will show you how I walked around this step. Now, as you can tell, what I'm doing, I used my tacky glue and I swirled it around the whole spoon, and then I wrapped my white jute all over it. And I did this to all of my 6 spoons, and I let it to dry. As you can tell, in the back of the spoon, the glue is white. When the glue turns clear, that means it's dry and it's ready to be peeled off. So make sure you wait for it. Now, see what I'm telling you? I know how to walk around because I could not find other spoons. So I draw my own. I use the permanent marker on my regular spoons, and then I start wrapping my brown jute in a circular motion, just like I did with my white jute. And by the way, the white jute, I bleached it myself. If you would like to know how to bleach this jute, I will link it in the description below, so you can go check it out. It is a blog post on my website with the step-by-step instructions. Guys, the basket is gorgeous, but it is a very tedious project because I had to wait and wait for the tacky glue to dry. So that was getting on my nerves. Now we check one more time, the spoon is clear and we can peel it out. If you don't wait for it to fully dry, it's not a big deal, it still will come off, but you will have to use your wet napkins to wipe the spoon off the glue. But if you wait, everything comes off just like a butter, off the knife. And it's super cool. Now, what I do, I put all my petals together, which is we're gonna only use a little bit of glue on the white one and attach the brown one to it, kind of right on the middle. And then when you get all of those 6 together, you kind of peel the brown one a little bit towards you or towards me, towards the front, so it will create a 3D effect. When you do that, then I did in sets of 3. I kind of like swipe a little bit of hot glue on the side and attached one to another, and I did this to 3, and then I did them all together just like that. So don't worry if it look finicky, because it kind of was giving me some trouble, but the tacky glue is so awesome to work with because you can bend it after wait for the hot glue to dry and secure your sides before you kind of mess with it and trying to bend it and do all that. So, but see how it is now? It's all look like a flower. Now we're gonna make a middle portion for it, which is, I burned myself a couple of times because to start this process, you gotta, kind of roll it in a little ball and more and more and more. And to make a perfect circle, what I did, I keep rolling it and then I measured it to cover the back. And I did another one for the inside of the flower as well. See, I got 2. And now I'm gonna attach one to the back with the hot glue, just like that. And then I will use my coffee bean, and it didn't work the way I wanted. I kind of wanted to create a I don't know what I was thinking, but the coffee beans were just, I wanted to make a flower out of it. And it looked like some, the first grader did it, but I actually keep on going and it turned out pretty good. But I should have used like just 5, like middle and 4. But yeah, look at it. Looks like a beetle. I don't know what was that all about, but I was happy how it turned out because it actually looked cool. So you do all this to your 6 flowers. If you want a bigger basket, you might need to make 2 more of those flowers. See, I only got 6. So the next step will be to assemble the basket together, which I was using the hot glue and secured 2 petals from each flower. And I went all the way in a circle and then connected the last 2 to the last 2 to the first 2. Yeah, I guess that's the way it is. So, but the hot glue that's a shear bonder. It holds it pretty good, and you will see at the end what I mean holds it pretty good. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Elena and this is my crafting channel. If you would like to learn how to make a budget-friendly, high-end, expensive-looking items, this is a place for you. I will teach you and I will show you. So I would really love for you to join me. Don't forget to click subscribe and give this video a like. The next step would be to make a bottom for our basket. I took a regular printer paper and I measured my basket, used my little handy dandy tool and made a circle. And then I made a smaller circle with an opening, so the basket, I kind of wanted to, I didn't want to have a solid like bottom. I wanted to have a hole in the middle. Don't know why, just thought it would look nifty because the way I wanted to wrap the bottom portion of it, it needed a hole in the middle. So I made a template. Then I went and ripped a piece of cardboard from my stash of cardboard Amazon boxes that I apparently have way too much and I didn't realize. So I told my family that I don't need to save them anymore because I am starting having nothing but cardboard around me along with the toilet paper rolls, if you know what I mean. So anyway, I cut 2 circles to make the bottom stronger and I glue them together so they will be a little thicker, just like that, using the hot glue. So when you do that, we are ready for the next step and I need your attention here. I like to create a chain link jute. So what I used my crochet tool, which is 4.5 millimeters. I made a slip knot and then I just keep pulling a jute string through the hole. One after another, and it created this beautiful chain link jute string. I guess. I don't know how you call it. What would you call it? Like a different type of jute? I guess, whatever. But anyway, so what I did, I created, see how big bowl it is? I used like a whole set of it. And I just watched the movie and just keep on, chain linking it. It's actually really calming too, which I need. But I wrapped that jute around the bottom and it kind of looked really cool. I thought it was really nifty, but you can use a regular jute. You don't have to create a chained jute. I loved it. Now the next step, what I did, I thought, you know what, I kind of want to outline the sides of the bottom as well. And as you can tell, this jute looks a little bit different because I used a bigger crochet tool, which is 6 millimeters, but the same jute from the Dollar Tree. In it, the bigger the tool you use, the bigger the holes like creates the chain of the jute string. So just keep in mind, the smaller the tool, you will be the neater and the tidier of jute links that if you decide to do that. But I wrapped it around the whole circle. And the next, we're gonna make a handle for the basket, and it's like in the inside circle. So I wanted the basket to be like the different shape a little bit. You will see what I mean. So what I did, I used 3 strings on each side, which is total of 9 of my bleached jute. And I just braided like a regular braid, and you keep on going. I didn't make it too big. I measured it and I stopped. Now, when you're done, you will use your tacky glue on the front and on the back of your braided jute handle that you just made. And guys, and let it dry. I just hang it on my ring light and it was perfect. It actually dried pretty fast, and what it does, it will make your basket handle kind of like really stiff, like a real basket, you know what I mean, not like bending back and forth. So I love it. Now, next step, we're gonna attach our flowers to the bottom, and all I did, I just secured some of the like the bottom petals with my hot glue, and I waited a little bit so it's, you know, it's nice and tidy before I went to the next one. And then I added a little more. I didn't really actually use a lot of glue, but I think it's pretty cool. The glue holds that basket fairly good. But anyway, I went around the circle and did it to each petal. And now I secure my handle to the sides, and see what I mean? I made like a circle inside my basket with that braided jute. I don't know why, it just give it a shape of a basket, and I just, because I wasn't sure what I was, the intention was it was for the fruits, but apparently everybody using this little thing for anything they feel like it. Okay, for this project you will need a jute and an empty Listerine bottle. And what I do, I'm gonna use my permanent marker to make some marks where I want to cut the bottle open. So then I went back and got my X-Acto knife, and I'm gonna cut that bottle top away from the bottle, and then use a little scissors to kind of trim it so it's not as sharp. Alright, this is the easy way to get your jute wet in a glue. So what I got an empty bottle from the Dollar Tree. Then I used my yarn needle to poke a hole with my jute through the bottle, and then I add some Elmer's glue. This way, when you pull the jute through the bottle, it looks nice and wet already and not all that fuzzy. So in addition, I use a tacky glue to wrap that whole middle section of my bottle slash vase before I move on to the next process. All right, now we're gonna take our crochet tool, gonna wrap a couple of jute strings around 2 fingers and make a first slip kind of knot. Now we're gonna get some jute out, then pull through, and we will be doing a chain link, and it's gonna make this really cute like a braided jute that you will be wrapping next. What I did, I made quite a lot. So I made like a whole little yarn ball of this braided jute, and I wrapped it all the way on the bottom of this bottle, and then I went in and wrapped all the way the top portion. So the next step would be to make some cute little flowers, and I used some of my hot glue, and I did not have my white jute, which I do have now. Actually, Dollar Tree has this really cool cotton jute twine, and I picked up a few, but all I used for this project was my macrame cord. But I actually bleached some jute, and if you guys interested to see how I bleached the jute, I can show it to you. Just let me know in the comments below. So what I do here, I am keep wrapping like in a circle, adding small dots of hot glue. Be careful because it is hot, and I didn't burn myself too much, but it was stinging on some the sides. So now we finished our first petal, and I will need for this project, actually I used for this project 5 of those. So you'll make 5 of those little round kind of circles. So when you're done with that, you kind of put them aside and start working on your leaves. And as you can tell, I have a couple of different sizes because I didn't know which one I needed. So I used the file, and inside the file is a piece of paper, which is 8 by 10, where I drew it. Now I use a tacky glue around the kind of the size that I wanted for the leaf, and I start wrapping my already wet jute from Elmer's glue, as you can tell. And in addition, I'm adding some tacky glue to fill this whole leaf. And with the beauty of this, you guys can just keep doing and doing, filling up this middle part, and then when you're done, it's so easy. This leaf is just, staying together, and you just pull it through from that, and then wipe your file, and you're ready to go for another one. So I made 4 of those. First I made 3, and then I had to add another one. Now we are putting our flower together, which we adding that little dot of glue on each petal and kind of putting them right next to each other, and then close it in. So when that was done, I use a little, like a pearl from the Dollar Tree, one of those packs in the middle, so to make it really cute. And now it's ready to be added to our vase. So as you can tell, on the right hand side, I only have 3 leaves. So because I thought I would have enough, but it didn't quite look nice. So I made another leaf. So this process is tedious, but looks so gorgeous. See, here's my leaf number 4. So now we put it together. It's all nice. I added a few rocks to the bottom of my vase so it will be nice and steady. And then I pulled some of these cute flowers that I got it on clearance, I think at Michael's, and this is gigantic bouquet. So I cut a few by using my favorite tool. All my favorite tools are in the description below. And here you go. I think it turned out adorable. All right, so we will take an old CD and a cardboard. This is a lid from an Amazon package that I received, so I just cut pieces of the cardboard out of there, and I am collecting all the cardboard now. So you outline 2 circles, and then of course you use your scissors to cut them out. And what I did for it to be a little bit thicker, I glued them one on top of each other. Next, what I did, I got some burlap fabric. You can use anything you like, but I still have the gigantic 100-yard roll, and I love using it. It's so easy to work with. So I used some hot glue and just placed it right on top, and I did the same thing to the opposite side. And here's my empty toilet paper rolls. We will need 16 for this project. So I used the ruler to kind of, squish the sides out, and then I folded like the 3 ways, like inside and on top of it. And after that was done, I used my hot glue to secure one lid, and then I used a little bit more of hot glue to secure the lid on top of it, and it worked out pretty well. The hot glue holds it, nothing came apart. So you do this process to all 16 of your empty toilet paper rolls. When we're done with that, I start placing my little tubes, I guess that's what you'll call it, around my circle that I made it out of the cardboard and burlap. And I was kind of going, symmetrical, but then I got tired of it. So you don't have to follow this pattern. Just make sure when you glue them to the circle, you leave a little bit of space, just like that. You see, I have a little bit of space in between because we will be weaving our jute. And I used the regular jute from the Dollar Tree. They are 2-ply, I think the size of it. And what I did, I bleached my jute, and a lot of you asked me to let you know and show you how I bleach my jute. So I have done it. I made a blog post on my website, and description to my website, the link to my website will be in the description below and right here on the screen. So there is a detailed instructions how to bleach the Dollar Tree jute, which is an amazing. I do that all the time. So in the pattern that I did, as you could tell, it was the white and the brown alternated, and you go all the way to the top. When you get to the top, you secure your ends of the jute. You cut it out, obviously, with the hot glue. Okay, now I decided to make a little bit something different, and I wanted the thicker jute to go around the bottom of my box. So I got the thicker one that I'm pretty sure I got it from Walmart, and I will link it in the description below for you if you're looking for that type of jute. But anyway, it's kind of thick, and you are just doing it like a regular braid. I secure it with Dollar Tree clip, and I was braiding until I got the length that I need. Now we're going to apply it to the bottom of our new basket or a box, whatever you want to call it. I love how it's already looking pretty cool. So you use the hot glue and secure it to the bottom. Now we're gonna make another tree braided jute, and what I will be doing, I will wrap my fingers with 3 strings, which is 2 brown and 1 white, and I will pull like a slip knot using my crochet tool. And you will continue doing it, but make sure you grab all 3 and you pull it through this loop that you created at the beginning, and you continue to make like a chain link. I measured around the box the length that I needed, and then I stopped. And now we're gonna add it to the bottom of our basket as well. So, and we'll kind of repeat the process to the top, but not all the way. So we'll use our thick jute cord and we'll wrap it all the way around. And then I got my thinner one, and I did the top one just to cover those empty toilet paper rolls that are still peeking through, as you can tell. And then I went in one more row just inside a box, so just in case where some jute strings didn't cover, so you cannot see anything peeking through. That's what I did here. So now we are done with our bottom, and we will be creating a lid for it. So I cut another cardboard circle, same size as our DVD disc or CD disc, and I measured about 1/2 inch, and I will make it a little bit smaller, and then I'll cut another one and I'll make a 1/2 inch bigger. Kind of repeat the same process as I did to the bottom one, which I cut them out and attached them with my hot glue to my piece of burlap fabric, which is both circles I did separately. See, this is the bigger one, and what I did both sides on the bigger one, and the smaller one I just did one side. So when the bigger circle was done, I decided to cover like the sides so you don't see all that cardboard with my braided jute that I have. I went all the way around the circle, attaching that using my hot glue, and then after that was done, I made kind of wanted a little something different. So I used a little thinner cord that I have, and I attached it to the top, kind of give it a different dimension of my lid, that it kind of stand out and be a little different. So now we're done with that, and see how the little ones are ready as well, and I just glued them together. Now I measured it to my box. It fits perfectly. I am happy with it. Now I decided to add some more of my 3 braided jute to the top because I wanted to match. So since I did it at the bottom, I thought, well, I might as well do it to the top. When I was done with that, I made a little hook from the same braided jute, so you can kind of like open and close. You don't have to do it, but I like to pull on things, so I added to the top of my lid and left it alone. Now I cut out a kind of shape of a petal. That's what it looks like to me, out of my just a regular paper, and then I measured to the burlap, and you will need 6 of those. So when you cut them out, you'll use your hot glue and your white bleached jute rope, kind of one circle, and then you make a smaller one with the hot glue inside, and you will attach your jute one over there as well. So you will repeat this process to all your 6 petals. Step is super fun. It is time to decorate our lid, which we will be attaching our petals in like circles. And as you will see, I will show you that I just used the hot glue, and I just glued them in a circle right beside each other all the way around the box. Then when that was over, I went and pulled some of my coffee beans because I love the smell of coffee. If you don't, you can use some pearls or some beads, whatever you have on hand. And what I did, I outlined my holder, and then I put a little coffee bean inside each petal. So after that was done, I was happy how the lid looked. Okay, the next step you could skip, but I like to use my lighter to go around my jute box and kind of burn off the excess hair, the jute hair that's sticking out. So you don't have to do it, but I like it. And of course, as always, I can just leave it alone. So when I looked at my box, it was beautiful, but I wanted to do something else. So I went back to my coffee beans, and on each of those strips, on the white one, I attached one bean all the way around, kind of on the same level. And now we are done. All right, for this project, I used a can, and it was from a variety of fudge that we had at Christmas time. I cut it because it was way too long. You guys can use the container from chips. Pringles would work as well. And what I did, I outlined the bottom of this can and made 2 circles on the cardboard, then cut them out and glued them to the top of my burlap fabric using Elmer's glue. Then I cut them out and attached to the top and to the bottom of my can. And before that, I think I forgot to tape it, but I cut the middle off, kind of made an opening. No, yeah, I made an opening on this can, and I forgot to film it. I'm so sorry, but I just made kind of like an oval opening on this can, which is where I will be putting my flowers in. But now, back to this. We are wrapping burlap fabric, as you can tell, using the hot glue around the can. So when we are done with that and it's nice and secure, I trimmed the fabric off the can, and then of course I cut the opening out so I can start putting my flowers inside and do a perfect wall decorations. As you can tell, see how I did? I cut insides and then used a little bit of hot glue to secure the burlap so it's not gonna flop around. Then I went and got my braided jute. You know, this is one of my favorite, and I outlined the opening and the sides, like on each side I did like a one round, so it kind of gives a cute dimension. Then I made a handle, which I just got a jute, and this you can measure the size of the length that you want. I didn't make it too long, but I thought it would be perfect to just like, you know, hanging on the wall, and you can replace the flowers with the season. So now you got the foam from the floral department, glue it in the middle of your little box. And I got this cute little tulips at the Dollar Tree. I wish I would have got some more because I can't find them anymore. And I just play with it until I got my little perfect wall decoration the way I want it. I love how it turned out.
Tell me how to be closer to you. Tell me how, and I'll do it, babe. Cause I just wanna make you feel what I do about you. So just tell me how, and I'll do it, babe. I love it when you whisper in my ear, words only meant for me to hear. Promise that your secret's safe with me. Tell me how, and I'll do it, babe. 'Cause I just wanna make you feel what I do about you. So just tell me how, and I'll do it, babe. I love it when you whisper in my ear, words only meant for me to hear.
Well, that was all for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to click subscribe and give this video a like. I got a few amazing ideas from Jute Twine coming up in a few weeks, and you don't want to miss it. But I wish you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye for now.